He trusted his best friend more than anyone else in the world, more than his coworkers, more than his family, more than himself. And that single decision cost him everything. This isn't just a story about betrayal. This is a story about patience, about silence, and about a revenge so cold it didn't need anger to destroy a life. If you've ever trusted the wrong person, this story will stay with you. Ethan Miller and Jason Cole met in college. Same dorm, same late-night study sessions, same dreams of making it big in America's corporate world. They were inseparable. When Ethan struggled with anxiety before presentations, Jason spoke for him. When Jason failed a class, Ethan stayed up all night helping him catch up. People didn't call them friends. They called them brothers. After graduation, life took them to Chicago. Same city, same industry, different companies at first, but that didn't matter. Every Friday night, they met at the same bar, sat at the same table, and talked about the future. Ethan was smart, quiet, strategic. Jason was loud, charismatic, ambitious. When Ethan landed a senior analyst role at a fast-growing tech firm, Jason was genuinely happy, or at least that's what it looked like. A year later, Ethan recommended Jason for a position at the same company. That was the first mistake. Ethan vouched for him personally, staked his reputation on Jason's character, told HR, if you want someone loyal, driven, and trustworthy, hire him. They did. At first, everything felt perfect. Lunch breaks together, inside jokes during meetings, late nights working on major projects. They even talked about starting their own company one day. What Ethan didn't notice was how Jason watched him, not with admiration, with calculation. Jason noticed how managers trusted Ethan's judgment, how clients requested him specifically, how promotions seemed to gravitate toward Ethan without him asking. Jason smiled, but inside, something dark was growing. When a major internal project came up, one that could lead to a director-level promotion, Ethan was chosen to lead it. Jason was assigned as his second-in-command. That's when the betrayal truly began. Jason started small, subtle, almost invisible. He questioned Ethan's decisions in meetings, politely, of course. He sent helpful emails to upper management pointing out minor risks in Ethan's strategy. He positioned himself as the concerned team player. Ethan brushed it off. That's my best friend, he thought. He's just trying to help. But then files went missing. Emails were misquoted. Deadlines were suddenly blamed on Ethan. Behind closed doors, Jason was telling a different story. He told managers that Ethan was overwhelmed, that he struggled under pressure, that maybe the leadership role was too much for him right now. And the worst part, Jason used Ethan's own personal confessions against him. The anxiety, the self-doubt, the moments Ethan had shared at that bar, late at night, trusting his best friend. Within weeks, the tone shifted. Meetings Ethan once led, he was now excluded from. Decisions he once made were now second-guessed. Then came the final blow. One morning, Ethan was called into HR. He thought it was routine. It wasn't. He was accused of mishandling confidential data, of missing critical deadlines, of creating a toxic work environment. Ethan was stunned. The evidence? Emails, reports, internal feedback, all pointing to him. What Ethan didn't know was that Jason had carefully edited email chains, selectively forwarded messages, and planted doubt in the minds of leadership long before this meeting ever happened. Jason sat across the table, silent, concerned, almost sad. I tried to help him, Jason said softly, but I think he needs time to work on himself. That sentence ended Ethan's career at that company. He was demoted, stripped of authority, quietly pushed out within 2 months. Jason took his position, and Ethan, he lost more than a job. He lost his confidence, his reputation, his sense of reality. Worst of all, he lost his brother. For months, Ethan spiraled. He replayed conversations in his head, wondered where he went wrong, blamed himself for trusting too much. Jason stopped calling. When they ran into each other once, Jason said, "It's just business, man. Don't take it personally." That night, something inside Ethan went cold. Not angry, not emotional. Clear. Ethan realized the truth. This wasn't an accident. It was a plan. And for the first time, he stopped trying to explain himself. He started listening. Ethan took a lower-profile role at a smaller firm. From the outside, it looked like a fall from grace. But quietly, he rebuilt. He studied corporate compliance laws, learned how internal audits worked, understood how reputations are destroyed, and how they collapse under scrutiny. and he watched Jason. Jason rose fast. Promotions, industry events, LinkedIn posts about leadership and loyalty. People praised his integrity, but arrogance leaves fingerprints. Jason began cutting corners, taking credit for teamwork, pressuring subordinates to bend rules to meet numbers. Ethan didn't interfere. He waited. 2 years later, Jason was overseeing a multi-million-dollar merger. A deal so big, it put him in the spotlight of regulators, investors, and media. Ethan noticed something. Jason reused strategies Ethan had created years earlier, strategies that only worked under very specific compliance conditions. Jason ignored those conditions. Ethan anonymously flagged a minor discrepancy to the internal audit department. Nothing dramatic, just enough to trigger a review. That review uncovered another issue, then another. Emails surfaced. Pressure tactics were exposed. Credit misappropriation came to light. The same tools Jason once used against Ethan now worked in reverse. Executives began asking questions. Jason panicked. He started blaming his team, throwing people under the bus, denying responsibility. But this time, there was a paper trail. And unlike Ethan, Jason had burned every bridge. When HR called Jason in, no one defended him. Not one person. The investigation ended quietly, but decisively. Jason was terminated for ethical violations. His reputation in the industry collapsed overnight. Speaking engagements canceled. Job offers vanished. And then, the truth surfaced. An internal review of past projects uncovered manipulation in Ethan's case years earlier. Too late to save Ethan's old job, but enough to clear his name. Ethan received a formal letter of apology. Jason received silence. Months later, Ethan ran into Jason at a grocery store. Jason looked smaller, older, desperate. "I didn't think it would end like this," Jason said. Ethan looked at him calmly. "I did," he replied. Ethan didn't gloat, didn't lecture, didn't explain. He didn't need to, because the most powerful revenge isn't destruction. It's letting someone face the consequences of becoming exactly who they really are. Ethan walked away, not bitter, not broken, but free. Because betrayal only wins when it changes who you are. And Ethan refused to let that happen. So if you're watching this and you've been betrayed, remember this. You don't need to rush revenge. You don't need to scream your truth. Sometimes, the strongest move is silence and letting time finish the story. This is final betrayal. And some betrayals don't end in anger. They end in justice.